All right, let's stick with this. Okay, so here we are with Sarkhan Unbroken. I took my last list I made, plopped it into Arena again, and then I edited it so it's very different. No planeswalkers, no extra turns or anything. The main reason I did that so I could spend way less time clicking every single land, for the rug mana base. Also, this card exists. I kind of forgot until someone in the chat told me it exists. This is probably the best of the cycle. We are in the colors of this card, so it's perfect. It's Beseju who shelters all or something. Like, if you remember that card from way back when. Just this, for basically 2 extra mana, the next spell is uncounterable. This is very good. It's like Cavernous Souls for everything, except the spell costs 2 more. It's only good against counterspell decks, right? But they are out there. You don't have to actually have a mountain or a forest in your deck, so anything with blue could just run this. So, we draw cards, we make 4/4 sometimes, and then the ultimate is actually relevant. We have a bunch of dragons to vomit into play, right? So that seems pretty cool. I'm not going to go crazy with haste enablers, so when I do ultimate, they're all scary. I think just for now I'm not going to do that, but if that happens a lot, we can think about running a bunch of haste enablers. And so yeah, that's really about it. Just a bunch of dragons, and we try to get them into play by any means necessary. I am running Curiosity because Niv Mizzet can sometimes be a thing, and sometimes that happens. I think I've had it happen outside of actually playing Niv Mizzet in the command zone a couple of times, but without any consistent way to get Curiosity, I don't really expect it to happen. But at least Curiosity, for the most part, replaces itself if you just poke your opponent if you put it on anything. So I don't hate it. I'm pretty sure you can enchant your opponent's creatures as well, so maybe they're not inclined to hit you if you keep Curiosity and drawing cards. There's this card, which I suppose is from the new set. I'm willing to give it a try. I like what it does. Draw, discard, lightning bolt. It seems interesting. And yep, so let's craft stuff and let's play cards. Or I was just stun locked by the 50th mana drain out of Kotus. Okay. Net deck and play the shiny card, yeah. I don't think adding mana drain to your Kotus is net decking. That's kind of just playing Magic. Elvish Mystic. Alright. Elvish Mystic before your land for some reason. Well, that Defense of the Heart is not looking too good right now. But I suppose at some point in this game it will. Oh, chat, we're playing against Bristly Bill again. Crazy. Another land is interesting. No, I can do better. Well, I guess I can't do better. Silly me. So, playing my Sarkhan is definitely one of the ideas I can have. Okay. Can I find a good card, please? Well, that is a card. So, I guess I'm keeping it. I'm literally just playing against Bristly Bill the second time against a Nadu player. Well, I'm gonna play this, and then my opponent has no reason to ever play another creature, so... Alright, they played a creature. I'm just gonna let it resolve. Ornithopter? Okay. Sylvan Safekeeper. Does that matter? That does not matter this matchup. It's irrelevant. When it moves the Bonesaw for what I believe is absolutely no reason. Interesting. Alright, so I don't get a Surveil here. And I'm not sure Defense of the Heart is getting anything that wins the game. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, because the Sylvan Safekeeper, this doesn't do it. Maybe I still just get these two? I have 6 lands. I can play this, make a 4/4. I think I have to do that. Let's get rid of nothing that matters again. Cool. There's nothing I can do. Crazy. Don't think Mana Drain is doing anything in this game. Sylvan Tutor. Okay. Alright, so not countering the Sylvan Safekeeper ended up mattering quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. May have been the blunder of the game. I did not in any way expect it to do anything. I really didn't think the game was about it, but it was. Well, sort of. So, I have outs still. They're just not likely outs. And there's no attack, so... There's no attack here. I can't blow up enough lands from the opponent's side. Do anything really significant. This has to go face, right? Yeah. And then I can play Rhythm. And my opponent is not likely to sack their own lands, but that would be funny. That would be funny. I'm not going to counter the flare here. I don't think it's doing anything. I mean, it is, but, like, I'm not in a position to do anything about it. I don't think a landfall trigger is even, like, the main issue here. I feel like I'm basically dead, but they haven't swung, so I guess I'm not dead. Oh, come on. I just need a good card, please, game. Give me a good card. Can I play this and leave up? I can. Alright, so do I play it and give it haste? No, because they have a 9/9. That doesn't do anything. I just play it and make it a 9/9. And send 9 to face, because obviously targeting them is dumb, so... I can swing with Rennie? No, they can just block it for free. They can just block it for free. Chat, did we win if we sent the 10 face? Basically, yeah, if I sent all of this damage that my terror had face, I could have won this game. But I would have not have... No, I wouldn't have seen that. I wouldn't have seen that. Maybe I would have. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it, so... But because of the Sylvan Safekeeper, I suppose that was a possibility. I take it this, whatever they find here wins the game. Otherwise, they got rid of a flying blocker, which is not a good idea. Not sure what the idea with that equipment is. It's weird. They didn't need to do that. Okay, well, nothing has trample, but that is an instant, so they can just make whatever I don't block big and kill me. Opponent chooses not to do this. So this doesn't give trample, right? Nope. And we block like that. I feel like this block is a bit of a odd thing, but okay. To my understanding, I'm not dead. Like, there's no trample. There's no trample here. So they have one flying blocker. They're dead. My opponent is dead on board, which I feel like should not be a thing right now, but for some reason it is. So how do we navigate this? All we're trying to dodge right now... Okay. Free combat. I don't know why they wouldn't counter this. They tapped out. They didn't have to tap out. They didn't find anything. What? What? Are you... No! No! Opponent, no! Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, wait. Before I get crazy on them, did they genuinely... Okay, so... Okay, wait. If they did not swing... Okay, I think I'm overthinking this. They were at 13? Alright, they were at 13. They blocked there. 8 plus 5 is 13. So Ornithopter and Nadu are untapped. They block these two creatures. Those are the two biggest ones. This enters, they take 4, down to 9. This enters, they take 4, down to 5. And then I swing with these through, these two go through, and my opponent dies. So Nadu being untapped did not matter. It didn't matter. Very foolish to not counter this in hindsight. I just didn't respect it. I wasn't thinking about my Defense of the Heart targets, right? I just wasn't thinking about them. But if I was, I would have countered this and then would have probably just won this game 10 years ago, honestly, but I wasn't thinking, so. What an insane game. I can't tell. YouTube doesn't... The YouTube chat is, not super informative of like when people do stuff in it. So I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna pass. Also, I think the vast majority of my YouTube viewers are already subscribed. This creature can't attack or... What? What? Okay. Yeah. 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 I'm down with it. I am down with it. That is nuts. Alright, so let's get red and green. Oh, I was supposed to... Oh, I was supposed to planar Genesis. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh my goodness. I was supposed to get blue and green. That was the entire plan. Out the window. Literally out the window. It's fine. Can still do other stuff here. This is very interesting. Yeah, it's just a 2-mana 5 thing for this. Cool. Yeah, you can copy stuff like that. I've seen that before. Oh, it's a 3-mana do stuff. So I can disincentivize a third creature pretty heavily, or I could just play those. I think I'd just prefer to play my commander, honestly. Name dragon. I suppose I will do this. Oh, wrong mouse wheel direction. And hopefully I can chump block. If not, then kind of unfortunate. Not the end of the world, though. I can recast it, so. Another cheap giant creature. I like what my opponent's got here. I like what's going on. I am a fan. This is a dinosaur. Yeah, so they have another dinosaur. There's a lot of relevant stats here, too. It's not like it just sits there. So now, with Defense of the Heart, I can also put 5... No, I can't put enough, though. I think I'm supposed to plus. So I'm going to plus here. I'm going to go ahead and say that was probably a very good draw. That's what I'm going to go ahead and say. And me plussing was correct because of such. City's blessing, 5, 6, 7. So they can probably get the city's blessing. No, it doesn't look like it. Need a 1-drop? No 1-drop. Alright, so we are safe to plus. And we are getting Defense of the Heart, which is not actually winning the game. But, well, I guess it did. Look at that. It won the game. I'm not sure what the 2 dragons I get are, but it's probably just 2 of the really giant, expensive dragons. And then see what my opponent can do about it. But, yeah, cool. Sweet. Totally reasonable outcome, though. Alright, I'm on the play, so as much as I don't want to mana drain a Sarkhan player, I'm going to go ahead and keep mana drain here. It would be nice to... Okay, I didn't hit it. Defense grid, well, now I just have to send it, otherwise I can't use it. Oh, no, I don't have any green. Chat, I don't have any green. Alright, let's get rid of you and you. Let's play this tapped? No, we just do this. Well, I still have Wash Away, so... Winter Moon! It's Winter Moon! Chat is Winter Moon. Okay, alright, alright, alright. Opponent, I like what you're doing over there. I gotta admit. Let's get a basic mountain. And do we plus? Do we play terror? Honestly, I could just play terror, but my opponent has no pressure on a Sarkhan, so let's just put a 4/4 into play and just double our threats instead of just playing a single one. I don't care if they shock Sarkhan here. Oh man, Winter Moon's in play. Love it. Alright, so they do kill that. This is a mana dork, so that actually works out. The one time you don't play it as your land, as your only land drop, because they got Winter Moon. It's funny. Alright, not ideal to get hit by this, but it's alright. Target of a spell. Alright. Oh, come on. How do you have it? Oh, stop having things. Stop having things. Yeah, team are dragons, but our opponent is sending the pain. And they have the only dragon in the game that cares about treasures. So, Terror of the Peaks? And then what? I don't know. I'm playing my dragons though. Field of Ruin does not work with Winter Moon. It's probably not the best idea there. Like, at all. Okay, well, there goes Sarkhan. I can get a basic forest now. Guess I'm just passing? Yeah. Oh, they have 2 non-basics now. Yeah, we're gonna get a forest here. They cannot recast that card next turn. 7, so... yeah, we'll just play this in plus now, because they seem to be doing a bunch of damage. But they can't... they're not drawing a land, and they're... that's a 5-mana card that they just drew, so... Goblin Engineer, which tapped the non-basic again. Kind of screwed themselves over a bit there. They put Dragon's Horde in the graveyard. Interesting. They have more... okay, it was a good thing I plussed. That's more basics. So... 1, 2... like that. I don't think I care about Dragon's Horde or the defense grid, so I kind of doubt my opponent's going to put it in play right now. Okay, well, that is something, but yet again, tapping their non-basic when they're not supposed to be doing that. Whenever a player casts a spell, no mana was spent to cast it. Alright, I don't care about that. So, we don't need to play this. I would rather play this. Oh, they actually spent all their mana last turn, so... Exile the top two to your next turn. I don't want treasure tokens. Oh, we got Disdainful Stroke. Oh, that feels bad. Well, you don't want to play your card in the face of that one. Alright, Wintermoon is losing its luster, that's for sure. I actually don't have enough basics for this card. The end of my next turn. Alright. I want to play this. And I want to play another basic? Alright. Arena of Glory. Spooky. It's like Giga Exert, though, because of Wintermoon. I will counter anything that looks like that, so... I don't believe there's much incentive to River's Rebuke my opponent's card here. Let's play this. I think I'm starting to pull ahead rather significantly. I have one more basic for the Verdant, which I don't actually really need to get right now. The One Ring. Okay. Yeah, we do not need a basic. Also, there's way more than I thought. Curiosity. So that works surprisingly decent here. But it doesn't work specifically this turn cycle where the One Ring, I can't hit them anyways. Yep, I'm just gonna be leaving up that. There's no attack. Yeah, there's nothing. Alright. Wintermoon looks real rough when it's even slightly symmetrical. I'm not a fan of some of these lands my opponent's playing. Just really not a fan of them. Oh, I should have tapped the Arcane Signet. Oh no, I'm dumb. Chat, I'm dumb. They finagled the early game pretty well as a mono red deck, but I'm gonna start pulling ahead with the non-red cards. I think. I'm going to pass the turn. I have lethal in play, so I probably could have made a 4/4. It doesn't seem necessary. I think at this point the One Ring is going to kill my opponent. I don't think they could kill me if they stabilized. I think even one damage a turn would probably kill them. And they can't really deal with their own ring, so... Sure. They reveal Harrogast. Alright, that is in their deck. You got it. It's blue. Draw 3. Cyclonic Rift. I'm not going to blow up the Wintermoon, but I will shock my opponent in the face. So I think they're just dead now. Yeah, alright. So the blue was 2. Yeah, alright, they're just dead. Yeah, it just... Even if they killed the 4 or 5, again, the One Ring is going to kill my opponent before they kill me. Alright, they don't have the 1 drop, so... Assuming there's no... Whatchamacallit? Yeah, good old 2009 gamertag, yep. They also might just concede, because this is honestly the dumbest thing you can do in the game. Island... Yeah, it doesn't matter, so there. Like, if my opponent conceded here, I would not blame them at all. But they didn't. They did not. Alright, what costs 4? Alright, a little weird, but I like it. It's kind of like using the coin in Hearthstone to cast a ramp spell. I like it. I'm down with it. Let's do this into... Let's just get a forest here, because I can afford to do that. And then get another island, I think. Alright. I can afford to do that. Anything to sort of hide the mana drain. Alright, so no mana drain this turn. I'm not mana draining Uriel. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it could have maybe windmilled this into play, but I'm okay with the situation at hand here to not do that. Yeah, let's make a... No, I'm gonna plus, because I don't want to lose the game to... No, that's fine. That is okay. That's okay. Blue-green, red-green. Red-green. Alright, if you have a removal spell and you kill my Sarkhan, I mean... It's kind of bad, but I can recover. And Mana Drain is still a card. Not busted stupid at this point, but still a card. Do I Cyclonic Rift this board? I don't think so. You can just wait. Oh, they didn't Sudoku their... They didn't Sudoku their, Zimone into my Sarkhan. I could have blocked the other way, but... I don't think it matters too much. Probably doesn't matter. I don't think the loyalty count is too relevant. It's kind of just drawing 2 cards a turn is what the card is really doing. Assemble the team. That's fine. Ooh, they picked pretty quickly. Usually that is not what people do with that card. What is this? Oh, I guess the world may never know. So, plus... I don't think I'm playing the giant dragon. Unfortunately. It's like too much of my mana. Yeah, we can still wait. I'm still on this like play a slower game. Ooh. Oh man, these are great. Oh, they're so good. Alright. Can I play that and leave up cards with text? No. Tragic. Alright. Yeah, this is the same Sarkhan, yeah. The new one is not doing so hot. To put it mildly. You draw go here? What do you... Whoa. Alright. I feel as though draw go against me with Sarkhan in play is not a good idea. But who knows? Maybe it is. I am willing to cast this. It's uncounterable and it, at the very least, replaces itself if they kill it. I will not be swinging with the 4/4 though. Opponent should have absolutely waited till after combat, because I may have actually swung. So it's a bit of a mistake here. Do I fight over this? I don't think so. I really don't think I'm fighting over this. I think there's a bunch of removal in my opponent's hand, and it's not worth getting into trouble, so... Like, I cast a... Yeah, it's just not worth getting into trouble. Urtai draws a card, doesn't it? I'm gonna mana drain that. I'm gonna mana drain that. I'm gonna let that happen. They're gonna take my big dragon now, which is annoying. But, not the end of the world. What are they reanimating? Urtai? Maybe Uro? Do I bounce these two cards? Does that make any sense? I feel like it really does not make sense. Maybe it does because I'm in the exact position I'm in. Alright, I'm gonna try to bounce their stuff. And I will play the land, given the situation, even though I don't like giving them more information. They did not cleave this card. What is this card? I don't know what that kicked card is. Does anyone know what this card is? It's probably a counterspell. Oof, well, I don't want those. Oh, well, that's a really good land to have. I don't think I'm playing Beseiju. I don't need it, and it's just fine to have that uncounterable naturalize. Yeah, saw it coming. That's the one I was... Oh, is that what Sarkhan is? Is that what that meant? I have not seen Poison the Cup in like a year. They know about a counterspell, so this better be... I actually have no idea. Was this Casualties of War? I don't know what's going on here. I think it's Casualties of War. Blood in the Snow... Destroy all creatures, 2 snow, reanimate Sylvan Ranger. Ooh, you have a tall ask opponent. I like this idea. Alright, you've got me. You've got me. Is this worth fighting over? Assuming that's... saw it coming, which I would assume it is. Okay. I'm gonna say, I'm a bit surprised at both of us here, but... Such as the way... Oh, I could have made my counterspell uncounterable. But I feel like trading counterspells here is just fine, right? Isn't that just fine? Wasn't necessary, though, but... Well, now we're here. Alright, this deals 3 damage to my Planeswalker, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. Do I play it? I don't see how I don't play it, so... Yeah. Dealing damage to my Planeswalker is pretty miserable, though. That is a fetch land, so it's a bunch of dragons. Okay. Sure. Probably get another blue source, maybe? Yep. Sure. Alright. Dragons for days, let's go. We're doing it. We are doing it. I will play this. It's fine. Oh, I forgot to make it uncounterable. Chat, what's the point of playing your cards? Oh my goodness. Forgot to make it uncounterable. I'm such an idiot. What is wrong with me? I'm so dumb. Got to make it uncounterable. Alright. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna pass. What is wrong with me? Cannot imagine they used that mana. Okay, well, I mean, they used it, but not for anything egregious. Excuse me. I'll probably just bounce everything. Let's see. So it's a 2-turn clock in play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Ooh, wait, no, I should just go ahead and let this resolve, actually. I'm just not going to do anything here. Because I want to end step the extra turn. Okay. Not a 2-turn clock anymore. Well, that's a good card. Probably not playing it this turn, though. Let's play Bone Horde. Dragon Hunt. Alright, well, you need another board wipe, I think. Sarkhan looks like you in real life. Are you Mongolian? Okay. So this does not take Prismari command, so I'm not going to play it in response. You ever just play a land that makes your spells uncounterable and then just not use it? You ever just do that? Not sure what they're mousing over here. 16 plus 5, it's 20. Okay, you go to 20. This is dead exactly. Right. Or 1 over dead. Yep. Interesting game. I just didn't use my land that makes things uncounterable the entire game. But honestly, because I did that, my opponent exhausted their resources in awkward ways, right? Like, there is relevance in not making things uncounterable, so your opponent casts their counterspells at times where they might have otherwise not wanted to. Now, they have the option of not casting them, right? But sometimes, if you just don't cast the first spell you can, it's okay. I think my opponent was actually a little too aggressive on the, not the mana drain, but the, well, it was one, where'd it go? One of these counter spells was probably not where I would have placed it personally. And same with mine, like I fought over a card where I'm like, I don't know if fighting over the sweeper right, but my opponent was willing to fight over it, and I think both of us maybe just didn't have to do that, but... Alright, it's Kona. So... I guess we're banking pretty heavily on Counterspell, and they do a pretty good job at dodging counterspells, but we'll see. I can't remember the name of the enchantment. It's a 6-mana enchantment from Dragonstorm. Alright, well, like I said, my opponent has the best card in the universe against me, so let's... Dragon... I can just crack my own. I don't need my Cavernous Souls. Let's get a green and a blue, or at least a blue, and probably a green, but I also want red, so... I mean, I can draw a Lightning Bolt. Nope. I want the I want that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do this. So treasure, 2 damage. We're going to pass. Probably fetch away the basic. Alright, get wrecked. Well, like I said, they're pretty decent at dodging counter spells, but once you take care of that, yeah, you're playing Kona, which doesn't really do anything. If it doesn't resolve. Not really, you don't get to play the game. Probably the same outcome. Just got outplayed. Alright, so this on blue, so I can cast Growth Spiral, and then lose to Ragavan anyways. I'll keep Curiosity on top, because my opponent might actually spend mana on it, and then we just undo the treasure. It's actually kind of funny. Oh, they did! They did, chat. They did. Alright, so... land... treasure damage... Wow, that's actually really funny. We baited them into it. We got them to eat the thing there. Alright, they reanimate Ragavan. Really? At this stage in the game? Feels a little too late, doesn't it? Well, if it isn't, it isn't, but I feel as though it is. I'm sure my opponent will do something. I don't know. Looks like they actually had an answer, so it's a good thing I played what I played. And I'm not going to swing because it doesn't work, as our opponent has more than displayed that as an outcome. We're just going to cast this here. And again, I can't attack because they have a spell that kills it. I like stonewalling my opponent's entire opener. That's pretty cool. I feel like I'm the one with bristly bill right now. Wow, nothing? Oh man. I've utterly stonewalled my opponent apparently. Alright, we have dragons for days, but I'm going to go ahead and play this and plus it. Because I expect it to die. I also expect the 4/4 to die, so I'm going to not make one. I think it's the Get Lost. It's either Get Lost or the other one. Okay, Boros Charm. That is not Get Lost. They can now do 2-mana removal spell and also kill this with Ragavan. They do not do that. What's this? What's going on here? Nothing? You just sent that card? Wow. Okay. Opponent just sent it. Again, no attack. There's a 2-mana removal spell. We're just hiding behind ward here. I also am not even sure what I'd be drawing into, because I kind of have everything I'm looking for in my hand. And my opponent has to awkwardly leave up 2 mana constantly because of it, so... Ragavan with dash is not enough damage to swing into a 5/5, which is really nice. Commander removal spell? No. 4 damage. I'm gonna counter that. I don't like that. I do not like that. Still, yep, see, we're just pinning our opponent with 2 mana this whole game. Because they really don't want me to hit them with this card, but I don't think it's working out in their favor. Let's... I mean, there's one enchantment that cares about lands. I'm just gonna not... I'm just gonna get the Surveil value here. Explore. No, I mean, that's just a redraw anyways. So a counterspell is interesting. And so is just running out another dragon. But I really don't want my opponent to use their mana. So I'm kind of just okay with not doing that. I'm kind of okay with not doing that. I feel like I'm in a huge favor. Yeah, like, my opponent's not doing anything. I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. They're leaving up 2 mana, and if they keep doing that, I'm winning even more so, right? So, Flage. That kills my commander. Countering that seems ridiculous. It also gives me something to do next turn, so I'm fine with this. Hey, we actually drew the Assault, which is funny. But I think it's better to just play Sarkhan and plus it. They actually gave me a loyalty this way, because I was going 3 to 4, now I'm going 4 to 5. There it is. There it is, chat. There's the get lost. There, I told you. They were pinning themselves under it the entire game. Probably not a good idea. That is a Mox Jasper, but there are no dragons. Other than, I guess, your commander? Okay. So, let's get rid of that. They might have drawn a second removal spell, which would justify what they have done thus far. I will now swing, because I have an insane follow-up, so... Yeah, we're gonna swing now, because our follow-up is just disgusting. Alright, well... What do you got? Are we actually going to hit someone with a silver dragon? And then roll a D1? Okay, sure, yep. Not what I wanted to see. Alright, opponent has blockers. Sag. 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 Okay, well I can at least kill one of them. So... Yep. They have to block the dragon, so... So close! So close! Ah! So close, chat. So close. Okay, alright, alright. We can play more dragons at this point, I think. We can play more. Our board state is just terrifying. Opponent has only 1 card I don't know about. And now the other ones matter. That is in chump block mode. Wait, what? Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, now it blocks the Bone Horde. But again, you have to block the dragon anyways. You can't let yourself get hit by this, so... Whoa! Alright, sending it. Cool. We do take 10. I can respect it. Probably a wise decision, honestly. I can respect that. But now you're just letting me draw. Alright, D20, come on. Come on. Come on. Whatever. 3? Are you serious? Bro, 3? Like, whatever. Oh, man. Lame. 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 It's fine. I think I could have drawn 0 and still won. So, if this had haste, which with the rabbit it does, it deals 12 damage to my face, which is kind of crazy. But unfortunately, it won't work. But if it did, it was a lot of damage. It's 12 face. And then it attacks. Oh, it's still not lethal though, right? Or is it damage? No, it can kill that in swing. Yeah, no, it's actually pretty decent. It's actually pretty decent. Alright, I have no idea what my opponent has here. Okay, yeah, I'm not even going to fight over that. Oh, first strike damage. Oh, I couldn't hit them with this. Dang it. I wouldn't have seen the D20 anyways, but... Of course, the first time I ever hit someone with this, my D20 is a 3. Of course it is. Not a 17. No, not a 10. No, it's a 3. Oh, that is so annoying, but whatever, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, I'm hitting my opponent for what? This is an 8/8, smacking him in the face. It just never upset with that, I guess, but go figure. Yeah, my opponent leaving up 2 mana the entire game in respecting the ward, I think favored me so heavily. And then once they committed the actual spell to blowing up my literal Phyrexian arena that's drawing me, you know, into infinite resources, so the draw go thing doesn't work, because I'm drawing more cards than them. They finally committed there, and that kind of tells me they drew another removal spell, which in this case it was Swords to Plowshares, right? They were super all in on an early Ragavan, I guess a double Ragavan, but honestly, our deck is pretty prepared for Ragavan, and again, Ragavan is not as egregious as it used to be, in my opinion. Like, I would much rather see this than Llanowar Elves most of the time. Or, I guess, Delighted Halfling, given our counterspell package, but you get my point there. And, yeah, the draw-go thing when I'm drawing 2 is not what they can allow to happen. They had to commit that removal spell on my Planeswalker earlier, and they just didn't, so... And I was never incentivized to play another creature, because then it would let them cast the removal spell, right? And then once they cast the removal spell, they open up their mana to cast cards on their turn and play more of what they're supposed to be playing, which is, you know, giant, hasting, double damaging threats. So, really, locking down 2 lands for as long as I did was really significant. My opponent really needed to not do that and just let me attack with it maybe just once. And then you untap, and now you can just kill it, right? Now you can just cast a spell on it. It's tapped on your turn or whatever. I hit you once with it, it drew a card, no big deal. Looks like there's... Oh! Alright, well, I mean, you know, sometimes that happens. It's not... I mean, it isn't actually that crazy, but it showed up. It just showed up. Thoughtseize bug. Without the Thougtseize. There's a lot of burn spells though and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna play bloop. Probably get rid of Carplusion Forest for Mountain Island? Yeah, Mountain Island, I like that. Let's go ahead and do that. Mountain Island. Karn is weird, not gonna lie. Yeah, all my lands must tap for Niv Mizzet, so I can't get a forest. And I think I can survive with 1 green source. Famous last words. Okay, I drew another one. Do I make a 4/4 here? I feel like I should. I'm gonna make a 4/4 here. It commits to the board a creature and a planeswalker. My opponent might commit resources too, and then they might be unprepared for Niv Mizzet aftermath. But we'll see. Niv Mizzet must be dealt with if my opponent is to continue this game after. Oh, wait a minute. I can kill Saheeli, right? Because the Sarkhan Plus. Oh yeah, this is booty breaking, as the kids would say. Well, they didn't concede instantly, so is there like a Frogify? I feel like there just has to be right now. That is not blue mana. I mean, their deck is a bunch of stuff that triggers my Niv Mizzet, isn't it? Alright, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, I draw a card. I forgot. I draw a card each time. Completely forgot about that. I would be a bit blown away if my opponent won this game behind a Niv Mizzet. Don't think that's going to happen. Cast your second non-creature spell in a turn, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna try to commit damage here, see if I can't... Oh wait, shoot. It is prowess. Alright, not very successful. Not a very successful idea there. Not gonna lie. Probably should have went face. Alright, didn't matter. Yeah, Niv Mizzet just is the absolute worst card in the entire game for Saheeli to ever see in play. No, that's not right. That's not right. Have I played Lightning Bolt a single game yet? I don't think I have. I feel like I have not played a single Lightning Bolt. Is this a good card? Is it good enough? Nope, it's not. Okay, Lance, what's wrong? What's going on here? Do we lose? Yup. What? Well, there's only one land in play, so I guess I don't instantly lose the game. Cyclonic Rift can do it again. Well, that's also very good, but there's no way I pass this up, so just running this out. Opponent doesn't really care about it, though. But, who knows, maybe it can get in the way. Well, we might survive a counterspell and a 5-drop. Oh my goodness. Alright, they drew a land for the turn, so we kind of know the hand already. Well, I think my River's Rebuke might have been a little bit better than theirs. But, you know, sure they're happy to have it at least. I am going to Lightning Bolt their commander. Yeah, alright, well, we beat the counterspell. We beat it. I was kind of emotionally expecting it to be mana drain, but... Stormageddon. Alright, Mardu beatdowns. Tragic. Now what you want to see. Definitely know what you want to see. Alright, well at least I have a bird, so... Alright, Burge, you know what to do. You know what to do, Burge. You know what to do, second Burge. You know what to do. Man, that not do game is gonna go down in history as one of the weirdest games I've ever played. I'm gonna counter anything because they might concede. No, I didn't. Oh, no. Oh, isn't it great? Isn't it great? Good old 2 mana Minotaur. Oh, yes. Isn't it just perfect? Played 2 lands a turn the entire game, answered the first spell they cast, and they were over it. Okay, so this was a very interesting deck list, I must admit. I didn't expect it to be as interesting as it was, but it definitely had this Teamer Rug mid-range thing going on in here, and that was all very useful, right? It wasn't like ramp into dragons or plus into... Oh, yeah, we never -8 it. We never, ever got to the ultimate. Not really a surprise, honestly, but a little unfortunate. The Terror of the Peaks, just being MVP every game, is... This card is just nuts. It's completely insane with really anything. It doesn't have to be dragons, but this card was really scary for a lot of opponents. It's just a really good card. Defense of the Heart is nice. I probably don't like Tooth and Nail, and if you do run Tooth and Nail, probably take out Expropriate. The really expensive spells weren't achieved too often, but I just still don't feel like getting 2 creatures off of Tooth and Nail or defense is how I'm winning games, but defense still cost so little that if you're up against anything that plays a fair amount of creatures early, you will win if you have this early to you know, snap back at them. So, but Tooth and Nail is 9 mana, and Expropriate is sort of a 9 mana win the game. Tooth and Nail, you have to really get 2 creatures that are a huge deal for it to be that. The 2 creatures I got with defense are not Tooth and Nail worthy, in my opinion. So, I mean, you can accommodate it, but then that's just more giant nonsense in your deck that is just awkward sometimes. So, I really like Expropriate over Tooth and Nail in this deck. The counterspell package was very vital. Mana Drain is becoming more and more of a nuisance, I'm not going to lie. It's hard to refuse to play this card, like I'm not playing Ragavans, but this card is just absolutely ridiculous. It's just ending games. It really is. I don't know what the philosophy is behind this card. If they add the bracket system to Brawl, which, I mean, go for it, by all means. We already sort of have a bracket system. We just don't know how it works because they refuse to tell us. If they just implement the bracket system and just put this in bracket 5, right? A game changer card, quote unquote, whatever they call them. I'm fine with that. And then this is only in bracket 5 decks, unless they do that thing where you can only have up to 3 bracket 5 cards, game changers, before it puts you in bracket 5. So this is just everywhere anyways, because it's one of the 3. So I really think this should just be isolated to higher tiers. This card is... It just, like, when I'm playing it leads to a game where I don't get any footage for content. I just play Mana Drain and my opponent is done. Or I get hit by Mana Drain and then they cast a 5-drop or a 6-drop on turn 3 and then the game is done, right? So whoever cast it leads to a game that it's not interesting. It's not interesting to watch, and I don't really think it's that particularly interesting to play. Unless you just want to win for, like, your dailies for the day or whatever else. It's not like it's a ranked format, so... I don't understand this card. It's probably more egregious at this point than Mox or Chrome Mox is. In fact, I wasn't even playing it. I don't think Chrome Mox is too crazy. The one thing I agree with Wizards, right? So Mana Drain is, I think, getting a little silly. Starting to get a little silly. The core game plan of playing just dragons, excuse me, playing just dragons was fine. I liked it. Everything I was doing dragon related felt good, right? Which is surprising, especially in a teamer list, but it did work playing dragons. If you just play a dragon every turn and your opponent runs out of ways to deal with them. That was another thing. There were some games where I had a bunch of dragons in hands and some counter spells, and like if I had any dragon, I didn't really feel like I had to play a second one. I could just sort of attack my opponent until they dealt with it, and then play another with a counterspell, and then it's just the same thing over and over. So they play nicely with counterspells, so much so that maybe I want to run even more. This deck was just doing a few different things, and all of it sort of came together. People got scared of Sarkhan. Sometimes there was like an irrational reaction to this. Sometimes it's fine, right? I mean, if you're going to deal with it, you might as well, but sometimes I thought it was strange that they killed this instead of something else, being scared of maybe the ultimate. Now, the ultimate will kill them, but it's very slow to get to it, and I never got to it. I never -8. It just didn't happen. I can run proliferate cards, just like Tamiel would, the Bant Tamiel deck would just proliferate Tamiel specifically, but you're just running proliferate cards in a deck that would have to really make room for them, and I really liked what else I was doing anyways. There were games I didn't have to play this. This is just really my kind of deck. It really is. Is it better than the other version of this I was playing, with a bunch of planeswalkers, so like super friends and extra turn spam? I don't know. They're different enough that it's hard to tell. The planeswalkers are definitely cheaper and harder to kill with spells, right? Removal spells are going to be a little bit annoying for this deck, but not really that big of a deal, honestly. I mean, some of it's evasive, some of it replaces itself, and this card was awesome. I liked this card. Is it better than Scute Swarm? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Scute Swarm is maybe better than this. But it's doing what we want to do, which is play giant 4/4 flying dragons, and I'm willing to play it. It's a teamer card. I mean, it's just right up our alley. It does do damage to this, but again, we're not really trying to get to the ultimate consistently, fortunately. If we were relying on the ultimate, then, you know. But it's cool to see Sarkhan have a list that cares about the ultimate, and it doesn't feel like that impedes Sarkhan's ability to play Magic still, right? My other list did not care, nor ever would, -8. And that one actually could sort of get to it a little bit faster, just given how the deck was built, but it just didn't care about it, so. I like that. I like this list. Rhythm of the Wild was nice. Sarkhan could just be Domri Red, gives the uncounterable clause and whatnot. But this never did anything, unfortunately. Just never got there. I still really do like this, right? It is a stark contrast to black planeswalkers on 3 mana, because those can be cast turn 1 with Dark Ritual. This can't do anything like that. But it's on theme. Just didn't do anything. It could just be another ramp spell, right? That can't die, so you're just cast some kind of 3 mana cultivate effect or whatever, and there you go. You got your mana for your dragons in the form of something your opponent can't kill. That, you know. But again, might as well play this for Sarkhan Dragon theme. Oh, okay. The last thing I'll say is Village. I believe it was 3 games. Kind of egregious on my part, like really bad, and I apologize for that. Really bad. I just got distracted. This is the first time I played with it. You have to, like, activate this. It is not Cavernous Souls, and it's not a static effect. You have to spend tap this in a blue to get this to happen. And I went 3 games where it mattered because my opponent had counter magic, and I didn't activate this. oddly enough, I don't think in any scenario where I would have activated this or not, it would have changed anything. But I didn't activate this. So you have to go in and activate this if you want to cast your uncounterable spell. Just be aware of that. For the 2 people that make it to the end of the video on YouTube, be aware that that's how this works. So can recommend, really awesome list. I'll probably tune this a little bit more. I'm a huge fan of, like, you know, the slightly slower teamer control mid-range thing, and this was functional and successful. So had a good time with this, and it's, you know, different from the last one, which I've probably played a bunch of off stream, so it's cool to, you know, have an excuse to play more Sarkhan Unbroken. One of my favorite commanders in this format by quite a bit, so can recommend, and will shill for my own list again. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.